Hello and welcome to the show. We are back at the Wreckoning circuit with 3 more vehicles. Going to see how long they can survive around this incredibly punishing test track. We are starting with a rally car, the Evo IX. It should be a pretty good vehicle around here. After all, it's designed for rallying, so yes, it is designed to go quickly off-road. But this circuit is a hell of a lot more punishing than any normal rally stage, so quite how long it will last, I am not sure. The good news for the Evo, not only has it got suspension designed to deal with at least bumps to an extent, it has also got plenty of power. So we should have no effect. If we were going flat out everywhere, this car would very easily fly off the course in multiple places. So we will have to be careful, but it does mean that if the car gets a little bit broken, there is hopefully still going to be enough speed to clear the jumps. To a point, I have no doubt it'll get broken so much that we perhaps might not, but it should survive for a little while. It certainly should have the speed to survive for a little while. The downside of all of the power is that should the radiator go, well, this being a big old turbocharged engine, it will probably overheat very quickly, and the radiator, well, we've lost the front bumper already, the radiator might not be too long for this world, although it has survived further than the van, and quite a few vehicles actually, so that is a promising sign. That is not such a promising sign across the big jump there. Amazingly, we got away with the landing somehow. Come on, come back onto your wheels, car. Thank you very much. We've got a little bit of bent steering. That seems to be the only casualty from this opening lap. I really thought we might have got into... Oh, we might get into trouble across there. No, we have not. We've bounced around a little bit, but we should be able to... Oh, God. We've got quite conky steering. Now, those last couple of bumps there have not... Since I started that sentence, yeah, the last couple of bumps across there have not helped. You can see it's the front right wheel that is quite crippled. Now, that's not going to stop us from actually driving around the course. Tell you what, the radiator's tough in this one. It's not going to stop us driving around the course, per se. It's nowhere near enough to stop the car from actually turning. The issue is, well, now as we come on to, like, for example, Pothole Alley here, I don't quite have as much control over my car, although the Evo is gliding its way across there. Fantastic. That's what a car with good suspension can do down that section. Yeah, it's the slight loss of control, and there's always the potential to be coming up towards a jump and trying to position the car. And as you're fighting against the constantly broken steering, then yeah, you got to be a little bit mindful of that. But it is on to a second lap with relative ease. With relative ease indeed. Still, I mean, we're still hitting about the 50 miles an hour we need miles before the actual jump. Unfortunately, every single hit we're doing is landing on that front right. It's not snapped off, it's not broken the wheel axle, but it is... Oh, that's... Oh, God damn. How on earth have we got away with minor damage from 2 of those moments? That was, again, us fighting the car. Are we going to go for... That's alright. We didn't go really fast enough over that jump to really cause issues. It's fine. It's fine. The Evo will soldier on around this course. Oh, God, the rollers are causing some interesting moments for this car. That's our first time for air as well through that section. Aside from the front bumper and the front right wheel, where are we going? Thought we'd have more grip, but apparently not. Aside from those 2 things, not really too much of a problem. Oh, it's horrible. It's always a horrible, sickening crunch when you land that jump. It's punishing, although it hasn't really punished the Evo too much. I think it's bent a little bit the other wheel up. Yeah, front left's a little bit crooked. We've got... It's almost like we've chunked one of the rear tyres, and that's not something you normally get with the rubber tyre. That's a remote control car foam tyre thing. One of the rear tyres used to have a little bit of a chunk taken out of it, which is a peculiar thing. Oh, that's a lot of speed over there we didn't quite intend to take. But never mind, we do need to make sure that we get enough speed here to clear the pit, which we do. We'll land on the rear bumper, but that's kind of irrelevant. We can smack the rear bumper up as much as we like. Radiator holding on very, very well here. We've had a number of, punishing moments. There goes our first, well, casualty on the car, front tyre. across the rocks. We haven't really seen the rocks actually do too much damage to anything. Yeah, I think I might have just, it must be the sheer speed of this car that we were taking across there has taken the tyre out, and that has actually given us some issues with the old steering. We're not quite gliding our way across the potholes as well this time. However, we head on to a third lap in good stead. In surprisingly good stead with the Evo. The Grand Marshal should be quaking in its boots because this is in, let's face it, a better condition than the Grand Marshal. However, we have seen with cars this quick, all it takes is one crash to put them out. One heavy impact can take the vehicle out, and we are now struggling a small bit more. Ooh, for performance. That was a heavy impact on the back of the car. It's not a huge amount, but yeah, we are struggling a little bit more, and steering is now becoming a slight bigger bit of a problem. Still not enough though, as we're going to bounce and wobble our way over this next couple of jumps. These don't really hold much fear for the Evo. We've got a couple of bits of flapping bodywork. Well, this is holding up. I mean, it's holding up well. You would expect a rally car too, but this is, yeah, doing very well on an incredibly punishing circuit. I mean, we can even almost throw it around the corners like a rally car. There's a little bit too much lack of grip from that front punctured tyre. We're going to land exactly on the same corner again. It's another big impact for the front right. I am astounded to see that wheel still hanging on in there. It's at a wonky angle, and there's now not a huge amount of tyre left. Something did ping off the car with that impact, but I don't know what it was. Something did go bye-bye. Oh, now we're going to hit the other side just to try and even all of that out. Through the air we go. Get the nose down if we can. Amazingly, we have done just that. The issue that we might start running into... okay, we're across the rocks now. As well, we've got tyres going down, wheels bending and buckling. We're more likely to see problems at Pothole Alley across the rocks, but not for the Evo 9 this lap around. How far could it go? How far can the Evo 9 go around this course? As you have to sit in the middle now because our suspension is not really allowing us to run the edge. Oh, big slide from the car. We've got like positive camber and toe out on the left wheel, and sort of we've got actually similar going on the other side as well. It's all quite broken, and we cannot carry anywhere near as much corner speed with the Evo as we used to be able to, but it's still driving. We can bounce it around there. That's it's just not, it doesn't kill it. It doesn't damage the car a huge amount when we're bouncing around like that. Across again we go. The big jumps, but it's surviving. It does not have to go too much further. It does not have too much further to go at all if it is going to take the lead in this series. And I think it's going to be quite a difficult one to beat a full stop here, because, well, it doesn't really look like stopping any time soon. One more big jump. One more big jump with our Evo. That is all we have to achieve. That's all we have to survive. Oh, first time we've had a roller off of that section, and we've lost the wing. The wing is gone. The exhaust is now hanging out the front of the car. That's an interesting angle for the exhaust to be caught. This is it. If we can make it, and we have still got plenty of power, you know, we're able to hit the 50 miles an hour that is needed to clear this jump. There goes the radiator. It has taken until this lap to lose the radiator. We are past the Grand Marshal's final resting point. How much further? Will it overheat very quickly? I think it might do. There's also now looking like some rear suspension damage. This lap has been more painful than previous ones. Can we get a fifth lap out of the Evo? Maybe. Maybe we go. I would expect that we would be able to. We haven't now got to just roll the car over. Come on, vehicle. There we go. The river, I'm expecting it to catch a tyre again at some point as we run across here. No, we've got away with it. Catch a tyre or even take out a drive shaft wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility. Front left's got problems. Big issues on the front left wheel. Front like, suspension is just folding in underneath it. That's an odd one. It's still holding on and it's still kind of churning us. But if we have to take a left corner before a jump that requires a lot of speed, or hell, trying to get down Pothole Alley without clipping that wheel off might be a more difficult one. Oh, come on, car. We can make it across here. Oh, that's problems for the Evo. Come on, claw your way. Fight your way on to. You have done it. Well done. Well done, Evo IX. It has made it on to a 5th lap. Practically unheard of in the series, but it is limping now. It's overheating and the front left wheel has just disintegrated, or the front left suspension's disintegrated. The front right is probably going to follow suit now. We have got problems. We have got big problems because we've not got the control or the speed. Don't end up in the river. Don't be the first car to go swimming, or go swimming big time. We might still have the speed here, but I don't really have the control to do it cleanly. That's bad. That's bad. Oh dear. Now, we will still have drive. We will still have drive. And if that wheel can end up in a position to give us any sort of steering, can we get it around a corner? No, we can't. That's just go straight up, isn't it? Nothing left to give. That's the end. That is the end of the Evo IX. It made it 5 laps. It beat the Grand Marshal, and then a jump or two later gave up pretty much. The front left wheel eventually giving out on this car. Suspension held up very well. Radiator was incredible on this, but the jumps proved too much. Collapsing that suspension. Once that wheel started giving way, I had just about enough power to accelerate, but I didn't have anywhere near enough control to take the jump smoothly. I couldn't steer it. We were always going to end up twisted, and yeah. Once we lost the front right wheel, that's very much game over. However, what an incredible benchmark. What an incredible target for anything to try and beat. I don't know what else could really follow the Evo around this circuit other than the stubby T-Series box truck. Yes, it looks very much like something that's fallen out of Road Trip Adventure. I quite like it. We're going to see, well, really, if this can survive a lap, I will be amazed. That's kind of the goal. I would love for it too, but I'm not really sure. You see, the problem is, while this is a relatively small heavyweight, you know, so they're as big as the normal box truck, let's say, it is still a pretty hefty vehicle. And, well, these are notorious for snapping drive shafts. Just drive shafts will go on them because there is so much weight, so much momentum going on in the impacts that, yeah, the drive shafts tend to die quite easily. And that was around the Baja circuit that is a lot less vicious than here. Here is a real drive shaft, real wheel axle killer, and so on. So I'm not sure if this is going to survive very long. Now, to give it as much of a chance as possible, it has been given the most powerful engine, or I say the most powerful. There's a whole bunch of configurable engines for the stubby T-Series. It's got a diesel race engine in it with a big old turbo, so we might, just might, because we've made it across the first jump. Second jump's not good. That's not even one of the big jumps either. We didn't snap the drive shaft, though. We're losing the bonnet. However, importantly, the drive shaft is still okay. Now, we have run a stubby T-Series before at the Baja circuit. It was a different version of it. It was a rear engine configuration, and that drive shaft's a lot more protected, having the engine at the back. Didn't have the drive shaft going underneath it in the same way. This is a front engine one. Oh, we almost had a second car roll at the rollers there. We got, or second vehicle, I should say, not really a car in this. We got away with it. I don't know how on earth we're going to fare here. This is going to be an exciting, I suspect, flail through the air. Come on, truck. Oh, it might be going fast enough to make it. Oh, just. We got across. We front flipped our way across. Didn't take out the drive shaft. Didn't take out, even more impressively, the radiator either. Although, we've got problems. What are our problems? Why are we now struggling getting going? I wonder if we might have twisted the axle and the diff's having, or we're having issues getting both of the rear wheels on the ground and then the diff's not sending power anywhere. That might have been what caused our our issues right there. Well, if we can survive across the pits here, we might not be last in the Stubby T Series. Oh, radiator's gone. We've almost lost the bonnet. Oh, that rear axle's a mess. We're not going to be last, though. We have made it further than the Stance Pazima. We've made it further than the Satsuma. Oh, that's not good. We are probably not going to make it much further. I love that the box part of this truck has lasted longer than the bonnets. That's not not normally how it goes with these. Normally the boxes disintegrate almost immediately. That is a great showing, although we've got big old issues. We've got big issues with power delivery, I think, with the axles. Oh, I've got big issues with the steering as well. Yeah, you can see how twisted the rear axle is. Trying to get power down onto the road isn't the easiest. But it's on a second lap. Oh, come on, Stubby T Series. You can go further than the likes of the Moonhawk, the Covets, and so on. This could be an incredible story. Maybe, I'm not going to say this could beat the Evo. I'm fairly confident it won't. But this could be a truly epic tale of truck versus destruction circuit if we can survive the bumps and the jumps. As the steering gets worse, though, we might struggle to have the control to aim it correctly, like so. Oh, that's problem. It's a big problem. Now, we have only lost one wheel. We're going to have to, I think, massively up the power of these. Oh, crap. I'm trying to roll this over when we can't really grab anything at the top of the truck. That's the other issue with upping the power of it. My bad on that. I've got to try and get the damn vehicle over. There we go. Don't roll that way again. Bloody hell. At this rate, the cab's actually going to fall off of the chassis. This is a really awkward thing to try and... That's a bit of bumper. Can we lift you over? There we go. Right. Will we? I mean, we will potentially be able to still drive. I don't think we can still drive. I think that either the diff is too awful, because it does only look like we're spinning one wheel. Yeah, I think something's twisted and it's now only spinning one wheel. I mean, having the whole front of the chassis now resting on the floor because it doesn't have the front right isn't helping. But there we go. That is game over for the Stubby T-Series box van, or box truck, I should say. But incredible showing. Never expected it to make it on its second lap. Went out on the same jump as the Moonhawk and the Covet, but it did actually roll further on its roof, and the 200BX race car. It rolled further on its roof down the road. So there we go. Surprising results indeed today. And to finish off today, we have got a little French hatchback. Yes, the Arbitron B2 is back and going to take on the Wreckoning. I say I'm not massively confident in this car's survivability. I thought the same about the stubby truck that just went. So maybe we can have 3 mega surprises in a day or in an episode. It'd be quite nice. It'd be quite nice to get 3 mega surprises. I think the thing we might struggle in the Citroen, or the Bitron I should say, sorry, is we do not have much power available to us. It hopefully is going to be enough just to get us across the jumps. However, when we start then taking damage, we will then not have the excess speed required. It is a good, I say a lovely, clean first jump from the B2. As I said, you know, that's we can maybe lose a mile an hour at most, and that is an absolute most, lose a mile an hour. Any more than that and we won't be able to make it across that jump. We're back to radiators falling apart at their usual point, really, around there. Clear the little bit of a ramp, and we're going to be okay across here. The big concern is a couple of big concern areas coming up. We've got our next river crossing jump. That one there is likely to be a problem. We're going to have to try. We're going to take a wide line all the way in here. He's got to focus on getting a very late apex so we can get as much straight line speed down here as possible, because I think it's going to be needed in the little car. Indeed it is. We have made it across there as we head way across the motocross section. Actually, it was doing really well up until it started rolling, and then it's really not doing. Might be the most rolls in a single crash we've ever had in this series. Perhaps even more than any roll in a single crash we had at the Bahama circuit. That was a really impressive tumble. And it didn't actually do much more damage to the car. The radiator gone, but that was early. It's the rear right wheel that's now at a wonky angle that is an issue, a potential issue. The pit was the other area that is a big car killing part. If we don't have the speed, and we have not got the speed in this, we're bouncing and wobbling, although we got very lucky. In being that smidge slower, we landed sort of halfway across the jump, but we did land on at least a smooth bit. Well, the B2 is not going to be last, although it's not going to like this bit, is it? No. All of that suspension damage has caused us grief. That was another puncher for a vehicle on the rocks there. Front right gone in this car. Much rather it have been the rear right. The front wheels having to do all the work, of course, in this... with this vehicle. We've still got steering though. We've still got steering. We can still put some power down. But you know what I said about losing that couple of miles an hour could be devastating. Oh, we're probably also not going to be very nice down here, are we? Come on, little Bitron, you can make it. Keep going towards the second lap. At least have that. Yes, we are going to make it. Well done, car. At least we're going to have that. At least you can say that it made it onto its second lap. If we can then get further than the Pazima GTZ, that would be nice, and indeed we will. Okay, little car, you're doing well. It is overheating quite badly right now, and the the steering damage, the all sorts of suspension and alignment damage is causing problems. It's that lap number 2 attempt at our most car-killing jump on the circuit, and we have got no speed at all. That's going to be a death. That is definitely going to be a death. Front wheel axle. Now, I am going to roll the car over just in case. I'm fairly sure that this vehicle doesn't have... It's not even attempting to spin the wheels. The engine isn't flooded. The engine is still working, but if we release the brake, there's no attempt at spinning the wheels there. The Bitron is going to end up in the water on fire with a front wheel axle failure. Yeah, not massively surprised. In fact, I am kind of surprised it made it that far. Quite frankly, it did just about have the speed, but a couple of miles an hour shy on the second time of asking. In fact, that's probably about the slowest we've had a car tackle that jump, because it's got in at the sort of behind the normal landing zone. Amusingly, apparently, this Citroen doesn't seem to get flooded, which is unusual, but there we go. Yeah, the Citroen is on fire and out. I seem to remember a very similar thing happened to it at the Baja circuit. On to our results map, and it is an incredible performance from the Evo IX that'll put it to the top of the table. And onto a 5th lap, I think that is going... I mean, I thought the Grand Marshal was going to be hard to beat. I was slightly wrong. The Evo IX, though, that is going to take some serious beating. All of the vehicles, in fact, having crashed out of the same jump this time around, although it is a much earlier stage for the Stubby T series. In fact, for that to have made it onto lap 2 is quite remarkable. I was expecting maybe it could survive the opening jump, but anything after that, I was expecting that to be a snapped drive shaft. To have made it as far as it did is very good going indeed. And the Bitron B2, well, early damage indeed would give some handling issues, and as soon as it started struggling with speed, it was always likely to get into trouble. Still, though, it made it off the opening lap. It survived that opening lap, so it does go ahead of the Satsuma, the Starts Pazima, the I-Series, and so on. It even beats the Pazima estate car. Could be worse. Could be worse from the Bitron there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.